Is that it right there?
The big red button?
Yeah,
You'll
it
see
is.
the red light come on?
Can you zoom?
Yep, you'll see there'll be like a,
Oh, there's this zoom.
you see it?
Okay, never mind, with your finger. Okay, good,
Yeah.
good, good. Okay, go. Very good.
He's following you.
We're set. What's the question, Mom?
I wanted to tell about the first time they had communion in Angela's temple.
No, it wasn't in Angela's temple, it was in Bible school.
Well, that was part of Angela's temple.
But I'm talking about, we were actually in school having a
Okay.
chapel service
Okay.
at that
And then
particular
tell
time.
what happened later.
And so when it came, I don't know who preached, there was one of the professors that preached, and there was you know, several score students that were in there in the chapel service, regular chapel service, sang some choruses and things like that. But the ending of the service, we were going to have communion. Everything was geared toward having communion. And so we were told for everybody to take a piece of bread. I mean, they actually had some kind of bread that you could break it off so that you'd have a chunk of bread. And you were to go to anybody that you wanted to go to, you know, to break bread with them. And I guess you drink the grape juice, but you'd break bread with them. And so I didn't know who to go to necessarily or whatever, but I didn't feel the embarrassment about doing that as far as that goes. But anyway, I turned around and I saw this black guy there. And I just immediately went to him. Went to the black guy, and we broke bread together with each other. And
Remember this, the time of segregation down here.
oh
where
yeah,
it came from.
of course, you know me. I'm from the South. I'm not supposed to do that sort of thing. Anyway, my friend Nolan, he reports back to the home church what I did.
Oh.
Yeah, see another say, hey, Charles, and he broke bread with this.
Oh no.
So anyway, that's the way that turned out.
Did you get in trouble?
No, of course there's no way to get in trouble. It's just the fact that he blabbed to the people back here. You know,
Like it was a big deal.
like you know, but to make it a big deal that I did that.
Wow.
See, that was the only thing.
Nolan didn't come out to our house when your dad did. He didn't want people back here knowing that he did. And so he never did come out.
They did, wait a minute. Nolan didn't want anybody to know what?
That he would come out to our house like your dad did.
But he
want
didn't
to-
come to your house.
Huh?
You just said he didn't come to your house.
He didn't. Because he didn't want anybody down here to find out that he was coming out to our house. Because Daddy invited both of them.
Why? Why wouldn't he want them to know that?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea why that. There's no way of knowing.
It was a strange deal. He
I don't
didn't.
know.
But your dad did. And that's how come we started going together finally. Of course, in the meantime, Daddy was back down here, had a meeting in Lake Charles at the other big church that was associated with the one here in town.
So did you go
Dad
to
did.
that one, Dad? Or were you in California at the time?
Oh no, I've been to that church many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
many
he was in California at the time. Daddy was in Lake Charles having a meeting with this guy where he finally went to pastor later. But that one told him, he said, Charles Holt's going to marry your daughter. It was supposed to be...
That was Modest Pemberton. His name was Modest Pemberton.
Said that, and he said it like prophetic, okay? So Daddy writes Mom, tells her this. I know nothing about it. He knows nothing about it. None of us do, except Shirley. She's always snooping in something.
The family snoop.
But she did not tell.
Wow, that's
That's
amazing.
unusual.
Yeah.
But anyway, she read the letter somehow. She's always doing stuff like that. But anyway, that was told to them. So my folks expected we would get married. No surprise. At the time, neither of us knew that.
Oh, I had a girlfriend.
Was Mom your first girlfriend?
No, not really.
So did you
Well,
ever
really, but not really. I had a girlfriend in Lake Charles at Calcasieu Tabernacle.
That
was
was
the
a
name of the church.
would-be girlfriend, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't that a would-be?
Well, I thought that she was my girlfriend. I don't care what anybody else said.
She
And
didn't consider
in as much as I never spoke to her.
That's how shy he was. No wonder we ever got
funny.
married.
I never spoke to
before
her.
we went.
But for Easter, I bought her a corsage, which I never gave her. Someone else, huh?
That's too shy to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to give her a corsage, and I don't know. I had somebody gave it to her. I
on your
guess you
behalf, and and those two ended up dating, right?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Did she know it was from you though when he gave it to her?
I think she knew who it was from.
But you went to her house before and they talked French. And they knew he knew they were talking about him. You know, talking all in French where you didn't understand Cajun French.
Anyway, she was real pretty.
He wrote a poem about
What
her.
was her name?
Thelma Shelley.
Thelma Shelley.
Thelma
She got to
Shelley.
be very
Thelma
fat
Shelley.
though. She said, what?
Thelma Shelley. Got to be very fat, you
She
said.
did, didn't she?
I heard that she did. I never did see her later in life. Of course, I still had a hankering for her during camp meeting time out in
They had big camp
big
meetings.
camp meeting. Out
Is that why when you were baptized in the Holy Spirit you spoke in French? Is that something there?
I had no idea.
Well, she wasn't at that when you had got the baptism anyway, because you had two different churches.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
So no other girl besides Thelma?
nobody besides Thelma.
Well, Melba,
Oh,
Thought
well,
she
oh, that's
was.
right. Melba's got to figure into the picture somewhere or other.
I think after Thelma, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's Thelma, then Melba.
Thelma to Melba.
Didn't you have a girlfriend named Mary Ann, somebody?
Oh, well, that was in, I was in high school. Yeah, her name was Marianne Gaston.
That's when you dumped off the bike. Yeah?
That, well,
I thought that was you.
No, not me.
The bike story.
Did what? Dumped off the bike?
I've always heard that as being you.
I had her riding on my bicycle.
Mary something?
Son?
Mary Ann?
Uh-huh.
Marianne.
When he was in high school, she was in
But
high school.
I
Okay,
had a
tell-
bicycle that I rode to school, and she rode on, between the seat and the handlebar. She was on that rod that was in that space there. She would sit there and hold on, and then I could pedal. But when I was living in Riverside, they were living just down a short distance from us in Riverside. And when it came to for the street, of course, the curb, and so I took, it was my bicycle, and I was going to go over the curb. Well, that's when I lost control of everything, and everything went boom.
She got spilled, and you got spilled onto the ground. And did you ever talk to her after that, or were you too shy?
Oh, I don't remember. I mean, after that, I remember she and I walked home together one night. It was pouring rain. We'd been to some kind of event at school, some kind of dance thing. I, of course, didn't know how to dance. She didn't either, as far as I know. But I mean, it was pouring rain, and we walked. We had to walk. We walked from the school to back home.
And you know where the school is? I mean, it's down at 16th Street.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you've passed it since you've been
Yeah.
this time. But that's the high school I was going to. It was, I don't know, a couple of miles home, I suppose. I don't remember how far it was. But anyway, she and I walked home that night. I don't remember whatever happened. For some reason or other, that never did click for us. But anyway, Melba came on the scene, and bless her heart.
Melba had a thing for you.
She had a thing
A
for
big
me.
thing.
Now, how old were you then?
Wait a minute now. I had also a thing for her. For a while, it was very mild.
Were you in high school at the what grade?
I was still in high school.
But what grade? Do you remember?
Oh, I was probably 11 or 12th
12th
grade,
grade.
something like that. Anyway, after a while, I got tired of her. She still, so we had another camp meeting over in Lake Charles, and it was there. I told her, I said, Melba, I mean, this is the end of us, our relationship. I told her, you know, we were done and through. Well, she didn't accept that.
But tell them why you were tired of it.
Well, why was I tired of her?
You told me that she just followed you everywhere.
Well,
She
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
let
right.
you alone.
She followed me everywhere, just like shallow. I mean, Spicy's following Sandra. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere unless she was snooping around. And
But when our family came down here to the church, Marilyn and I were staying at her parents' house, and she was there. She was the only one at home. So we were in the same house with her. So, of course, the first thing we said when we came to their house, we hadn't been to the church yet. So we didn't know who was there, who wasn't. But we said, well, how many kids, young people do you have? We call them kids. And she told us, named off the girls and the boys, and she said, but you can't have Charles Hope because he's mine. I wasn't looking to have anybody, but I mean, that's what she said.
Admit
right
it, you were
after
boy crazy.
that. Huh?
Admit it, you were boy crazy.
Wasn't boy crazy. I just like to meet all of them every place we went.
yeah, and do her charm of the boy that she would pick out.
I didn't pick them out. They picked me out.
Oh well, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, right.
And then we write letters for a long time
That's
from all
right.
the different places.
Anyway, I told Melba that's over with. So I went on out to Bible school. When I came back for the summer, well, no, it wasn't for the summer.
You did. Just,
No, I didn't come back for the summer. Nolan came back for the summer.
you
What
came
did I
with him.
come back for?
You came back to be with your folks because we had gotten engaged in April, and you came home for the summer, and when you came back, then that's when we got married in October.
Okay, but I
We
didn't
were
go back. I
engaged.
didn't go back to Bible school. I'd finished a whole year. Nolan had gone back home for Christmas. Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
right.
come for
And
Christmas.
so I stayed. I was there by myself, or staying by myself. I wasn't staying by myself. I was staying with a family. But anyway,
But you were
anyway,
still
when I
coming.
came back, before we got married, when I came back.
But we were engaged already.
We were engaged, I guess. Anyway, I came back, and Melba, she wanted to have a meeting with me. And so she borrowed her brother's car so that we could go out together.
And she knew we were engaged. Okay?
And so
She was already mad. at me.
she made she made a speech, bless her heart. She did not want me to marry her. She wanted me to marry her.
Oh.
And so she told me, so she said that she told me that. She tried to persuade me to break off the engagement, break off, you know, the plans to get married and all that stuff.
What
I
was
said,
her reasoning? Did she have any kind of
well,
reasoning?
because she was still in love with me.
Oh,
She
okay.
just,
And
that
she was telling you about her assets and what you could and couldn't do. You told me that.
but anyway, well, I remember that stuff.
Yeah, she said, I can't play the piano, but I can, and I think she said she can't sing, but she could pray, and so she felt like she was the one for him.
So she wanted to be a preacher's wife.
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
And I took her away, but I really didn't. It just happened. I didn't try to get somebody else's. I would never do that.
You. Vixen, you.
Anyway, that never came to anything. So, anyway.
So then he came back, and we got married, and we were there for
Wait, how many months were you?
October
How many?
till-
How many months were you engaged before you got married?
We were engaged. He came out to go to school August, September. Was it September when they started
August,
school there?
probably. I know it was the end of August, first part of September, because we had the big fellowship meeting in Beaumont, and it was right after that that I took the train to LA. And that's when I first came to California.
And Marilyn and I
And
met
Marilyn
you and
her
Lauren at the train
met
station,
us at the Union Depot downtown LA.
so we could show them where to go.
Yeah. Come to find out, we went to the house where they
Yeah, that was something.
knew, they didn't know those people were there. They were from Omaha. But the man, his wife, and how many kids did they have? One or two?
Yeah.
And her mother, they had rented an upstairs apartment, and they had one room with 2 beds in it that they were planning to have maybe a Bible school students, you know,
'Cause he
rent
was
that
going to-
room so
they
they
were going to
could
Bible
help
school
them.
too.
And so we went with.
Did you answer an ad or something, or see an ad?
No, at the school
we
they
went
told-
to the Bible college to enroll. We went to the Bible college to enroll, and so we were wondering about where we could move, where we could put up ourselves with whomever. And they told us about this place. It was just a short walk, actually, from Angela's Temple
But it was uphill, I remember that.
to, but anyway, so we went up, we went and, did we ring the doorbell or something?
Yeah.
Because we had to climb the stairs to get upstairs. But anyway, they came down, and lo and behold, it was the same, it was people from Omaha, Nebraska that had rented that place, and they knew them. I mean,
We were good friends.
They knew them, they were good friends.
And you didn't even know they were part of that.
Didn't even know that they were there.
And in fact, the mother, who became his kind of helper, mentor or something.
Mentor, I guess you'd call it.
Anyway, she was Marilyn and my Sunday school teacher when we were kids,
Oh,
young
funny.
kids.
Small world, huh?
Yeah, really. So we were just flabbergasted when we saw her. Couldn't believe it.
Well,
And she was excited too.
sure, sure.
And here
God
they end
ordained.
up there.
Yeah, but we rented the room, Nolan and I, of course, we had these big, there were 2 double beds in there and, dresser, mirror and all that kind of stuff. So we rented that.
Tell them about the peanut butter.
Oh, well, I lived off peanut butter, but I lived off peanut butter.
There's times that's about all he ate,
Yeah.
and it
I didn't
came
have
in the
mine.
glasses then.
They
right?
came with, in regular glasses. Once you finished them, you had a glass.
Yeah.
And so I furnished them with glasses.
But then he would come out to the house on weekends, and my mom was so worried about him not eating right.
Yeah, this is her future son-in-law, so yeah. You didn't know that. but
I
no.
didn't know that.
And Daddy would be taking us never to the beach because we didn't care about that. Mountains or the desert, go on a little trip, the family on Saturdays, until he'd be along. And it was a station wagon, so at that time they had seat for two, you know, in the middle, and the back was bigger, and of course the front.
But how, the thing about it is, how could the five kids could not sit in that back seat?
I don't know.
Five kids cannot sit in that seat.
No, one of them, probably Philip was in the front with Mom and Daddy,
You think so? I
Mhm.
don't remember him being there.
but they did that a lot.
Well, maybe four could fit back there.
But the whole family went, and then him.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
they put us, we didn't do it, we had nothing to do with it. They always managed to put the two of us in the middle seat. And it was on one of those.
See, your whole Cupid thing, you know, trying to matchmake people. You have a long tradition of that,
That's right,
family tradition.
that's right, come by it naturally,
Yeah.
that's right.
But you've
But-
got to check for one thing.
What's that?
If there have been bunkies, because if they are bunkies, look out.
Okay, how do you know if they're bunkies?
Well,
We didn't know that then.
Wait, I'm asking Dad.
I know
Okay,
that, but you'll have to do some talking,
Okay,
you know, questioning.
like, what do you say?
You know, well, you just have to find out how long they've known each other. That's one of the most important questions. Now, if they are alert enough to the question, how long have you known each other? Oh, we've known each other for a long time because, well, how long is a long time? Can you give me some kind of a timeline here for it? And so they'll look at each other very closely because this is a real secret. See, not everybody's to know this,
All right,
okay? But they look at each other, and then they'll look at you because you've asked the question. Then they'll look at each other again, not knowing whether they really should reveal this or not. But then finally, he is the key. He is the key. He will speak up, and he'll say almost apologetically, because he doesn't know how you're going to react to this. See, he doesn't know how you're going to react to this, because this is truly a really guarded secret. But he'll finally come out and he'll say, well, to be perfectly honest with you now, you've asked this question, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. She and I were bunkies in heaven before we were born. See?
but how does he know that they were bunkies? How did he know that when he met her?
Well, he knew. He just knew that because they were in the nursery together.
But how did he know that this was the
Just
one
an
that was
inner knowing, I
bunky?
guess, huh?
It isn't. There's just something about it, you know. You just look at this person
It's called Monkey Revelation.
and you
Donkey revelation.
It's in the
the insight.
second book of superstition, all right?
There's more insight than you realize, you know, when before the stork brings us, you know. So, but anyway, that's how you find out for sure.
Amazing.
It truly is amazing.
We were on one of the family trips when your dad asked me to be his girl up in the mountains. We were on this trip.
How long had you known her?
Huh?
How long had you known her before you said that?
Wait a minute, Dad. Dad, how long had you known her?
I don't know, maybe a year,
Oh, no, honey, it wasn't a year.
maybe
When-
6 months,
No,
maybe 3 months, maybe the first month
3 days?
at Union Station in LA.
not in Union Station. You didn't know yet where you were headed.
Yeah, that's where I was headed. Oh, have mercy upon where I'm headed.
It was before Christmas, actually, because we went on which mountain was it we went on that trail?
Mount Wilson, I told
Okay,
you.
Mount Wilson. And there was this trail. All of us were going, the whole family, I mean, walking up this trail. And the sun was starting to go down. It was so pretty. Two of us were walking together. You know, the others were all kind of scattered around. And he asked me, would you be my girl? And I said, yeah. I did.
So that was in 4 months after you after you'd gotten off the train?
Not even. Well,
You
no,
said
because
December.
they came out last of August,
Right.
the 1st of September, something like that. And this was like
A year
probably
later.
October.
A year later.
It was not
Plus
a
a few
year
months.
later. We were already married.
Uh-uh.
Yes, we were.
That's because you were bunkies. You already knew each other, so.
So probably what, 3 months then you knew.
And the thing about it, I had been going with this other guy. I was actually engaged, and that broke off
She's such
through
a
no
tramp.
fault of my own.
She
but-
cheated on the other guy. Come
I
on.
know.
No, I didn't. He broke up with me before your dad came on the scene.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. That's the story
Actually,
you want to
that
tell
was-
now.
That we were going to get married, and it was going to be announced the next Sunday. And the preacher's wife, she said she prayed all that week God would break it up, which He did. And of course, I was devastated. I didn't know it. I was clueless anyway. So, but then it was after that he comes along, and so he was there in between boyfriends, so I was free. So I said yes.
In between boyfriends, it sounds like she lets go of one and there's another one on the way.
Yeah,
She
that's
lets go
right.
of that one
Reel
and
it in.
another one on the way.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
And you see the fishing pole going just like that.
Exactly.
So anyways, it was getting to be winter time. That's why I know it was late in the year, because we went, Mount Wilson had that big place, you know, where you could eat, and there's a big fireplace, and I remember that fire in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down, all of us girls and Mom went down, they had to go downstairs in the basement or something to the restroom. And so I told him, guess what? Charles asked me to be his girl. And everybody was all excited.
That's funny. Well, how did you tell your mom?
How did I tell Mama?
Did you call her and say I'm engaged? Did you?
Well, to be a girl and engaged are two different things, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how did you tell her when you were going to get married? I mean, was it even it's something you wanted to share?
I don't have the foggiest notion
You
about it.
probably wrote a letter, because you wrote letters a lot then.
I may have written a letter. I don't remember.
He kept her in the dark. That's what he did. A year later, he goes and gets married. Surprise, Mom! I'm married!
And I have a baby on the way.
I have a baby on the way!
She's going to be
There's that
named Beth
picture.
Sheba Louise.
There's a picture in our books of the Sunday when it was announced we were going to be married, and we went home to Baldwin Park with my folks, of course, and you were pretending to ask me to marry you because you got down on your knees. And I remember I was standing there with the white blouse and this black skirt that had peplum. That was popular.
I've seen that
And,
picture.
and you were making crazy faces and stuff. Mom took the picture evidently.
I don't remember that picture.
I did.
It's in there.
I
It
remember
is?
seeing it. I used to
Well,
look
then
at it.
that's wrong. I've got to tear that up.
No, you don't.
Yes,
It's
I
part
do.
of my history looking at
I
it.
don't
so-
care. But that was wrong.
Why was it wrong?
Because she's the one that asked me.
Oh, he always tells everybody.
That's absolutely the truth, because she
Well, now wait.
wanted to leave the home because of her daddy.
Wait. It is true. It is true. I'm absolutely positive, convinced that you asked him to marry you. However, in order to make it look good for future generations, you had to pose for the camera